Cobra is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Arrow Video. It can be found as a limited edition available at your local and online retailers. I mentioned this in another video a couple days back, but it's been a few decades since I last watched the movie, and even then I had fuzzy memories of it. Honestly, the only reason I did pick this one up is because I do remember my dad enjoyed it quite a bit, so it would be interesting to revisit it after so many years. I have to say, the film is a bit of a mess narratively, and you can tell there was a lot chopped up in editing. The groundwork for a more interesting film is certainly there, but it ultimately was a bit disappointing. Even a main headliner like Sylvester Stallone is capable of better material, and I can't say that any particular moment stood out for me. Ultimately, I won't be keeping this one in my collection, but if you've never seen it, I would recommend a rent first. Cobra on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has an aspect ratio of 1:8:5 with native 4K resolution, and it supports both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. For a breakdown on the equipment I used for my review, please see the video description. Arrow Video's transfer of Cobra on 4K was given a restoration from the 35mm original camera negative. The source looks very clean, not quite immaculate, but the cleanup efforts of random blemishes are noticeable. Grain is medium layered, but does fluctuate on occasion to the heavier side. Arrow's disc encoding is on point, with bit rates often hitting above the 80s. The uptick in detail is appreciable, though there is some random patches of softness from time to time. Image clarity doesn't venture into razor-sharp territory, but as I have admittedly not watched the film since back in the VHS days, for me it looked quite good. Close-ups reveal some nuance to skin textures, with sweat, cuts, and bruises pronounced and on full display. Mid-level shots produce similar results across the board. With both HDR and Dolby Vision at our disposal, the grading gives the palette a nice boost, as we have come to expect from the often colorful aesthetic of the 80s. Day scenes look the best with vivid and bold colors that offer pleasing visuals. Neon lighting, for example, stands out strongly, and normal primaries have a solid showing. Skin tones lean slightly warm, and whites also look good but can slightly succumb to blooming depending on the scene. Black levels for the most part are well rendered. There is a slight tiptoe on the line of crush in regard to shadow detail, but it's nothing troubling. Dark interiors and night scenes are appropriately conveyed. Cobra on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a DTS 5.1, a 4.0, and 2.0 tracks. For my viewing, I watched the film in its entirety with the 5.1, but I did sample the other two options as well. Now, although there are plenty of things I did like about the film's 5.1, I found the overall track to be slightly anemic and less than impactful. This very well could be the limitations of the original sound design from the film, and who knows if they rebuilt this one from the ground up using an Atmos track, it might have fixed this in any way, but I wasn't overly impressed as far as how hard the track pushes. I found the surround activity, however, to be wonderfully engaging and very immersive, especially whenever the action kicks in. There is a plentiful array of audio cues that keeps things entertaining from start to finish. Dialogue reproduction is clean, and no issues were detected. The fronts also sounded good and complement the center nicely. Once again, it's the LFE that really didn't impress me too much, and it felt just underrepresented and less than ideal with what it's capable of. There are a few explosions and gunshots that should have hit a little bit harder, but whatever action the low end presented didn't amount to much. I also did briefly test out the 2.0 and 4.0 tracks. The 2.0 is probably something that purists will gravitate towards, and the 4.0 is not too dissimilar from what was presented with the 5.1. While Arrow Video does have what are considered new and legacy extras included, I wasn't overly excited with what we were given. In addition to a legacy audio commentary from the film's director, there are two new audio commentaries exclusive to the set. Both are conducted by film critics. I didn't have a chance to listen to either one of them, so I'm not sure if they offer any particular insights. Counted as an extra, there is a TV edit for the film with an alternate aspect ratio, which also edits out a lot of the film's violence, gore, and cursing. There are a pair of visual essays included and a short featuring the film's composer. Legacy content includes a sit-down with actor Brian Thompson, a making of Cobra, interviews with the supporting cast, and more. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Cobra on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray an A-. Arrow Video did a good job bringing this 80s action film to life, and I think many fans will be pleased with the upgrade. The transfer has a nice filmic grain structure, and the palette shows off well with Dolby Vision. This is a solid-looking disc. For the audio, I scored it a B. If you're someone who enjoys a good amount of surround activity in your 80s action flicks, I think you'll be overly pleased with what's offered here. For me, however, I was a little disappointed more that it just didn't have a lot of oomph, and it seemed kind of weak when it should have been stronger. All in all, an average audio track. And for the extras, I graded them a B. I do believe Arrow made a good effort when it comes to the supplements included, though I didn't find them to be overly exciting. Those who enjoy visual essays might appreciate them more than I do, but if you're somebody that is new to the film and looking for more in-depth bonus materials, your enjoyment could go either way. So that is my review of Cobra on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray from Arrow Video. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I will leave a direct link in the comment section, but if you have the disc already, let us know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.